Hey guys, welcome back.
Hey, we miss y'all.
Thank you for tuning in. Yes, we understand there's no visual this time around. Unfortunately, the next few videos might just be audio since we're in the middle of moving and transitioning to the next phase.
Yes.
So bear with us.
Yeah. Lucky for you, you still get to hear a beautiful voice. And we're still here with the messages, right?
Yes.
So go ahead, like and subscribe if you have not. And obviously hit the bell to get notified because we still drop videos like this, okay? And
Every single week.
Exactly.
All right. So this week we wanted to talk a little bit about procrastination. We stumbled upon a video that was shedding light on procrastination, but from a different perspective. Normally, we link it to mental illnesses, like ADHD or whatever the other case might be, laziness, whatever. But she is tying it this time to a spirit.
Yes.
Particularly spirit of poverty.
Dun, dun, dun. Whoa. Procrastination is a spirit. It's connected to the spirit of poverty. Now, that's not a common sentence or you would hear often, right? But you're right. It is worth talking about and conversing and seeing where that comes from.
Now, it's interestingly enough, because when you listen to her, it makes sense because she goes into it and she says that, for example, relating to when God gives you a dream or something, a task to complete here on earth, and you don't get it done, that is the spirit of poverty attacking you. Because I guess rather than, working to get what you want to accomplish, you choose to just sit and not really do it, so the voices are constantly telling you, yes, go accomplish this, go accomplish that. In a sense, it almost looked like as if poverty is deserved.
Yeah. And I think, wow, I don't know, I'm trying to break it down. Procrastinating first, procrastination, the art of it, why people do it, and then trying to think of poverty. So when we think of procrastination, right, why do normal people procrastinating, not wanting to do something, maybe not thinking they can't do the job done right, what are there some of the reasons,
perhaps feelings of being overwhelmed, or maybe they doubt their abilities to complete the job correctly in the first place. It could be lots of things.
Doubt. I wonder, because now that you mentioned, I wonder if doubt is one of the biggest emotions or reasoning behind procrastination, the doubting of yourself.
Maybe
because if that's the case, I can see why it's linked to poverty. You know what I mean? Because you're doubting your ability to create money, to create that abundant lifestyle.
So then you're manifesting the lack thereof.
Yeah, which is always gonna keep you in that loop. Then
but what's interesting was she tied to it with it being a spirit, like an entity type thing. And when you said doubt, that's what I thought of immediately. All right, so if poverty is a spirit, I can see the spirit of poverty whispering in your ear. Not to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Letting you know, why even bother? You're not gonna accomplish it done. It's gonna be a waste of time, right? All of the little naysayers in your ear. Then you don't complete it, and then it's kind of you're waiting to, right? Procrastinating until it's near the deadline, and then say you do it, right? It's like a crappy job to begin with. You're probably not even happy with the result.
And this goes along with the belief where, because I've heard it before, where this religious person said that each feeling or each emotion is tied to a spirit or entity. There's some sort of spirit, for example, that has you feeling lustful or, angry, stuff like that. And I think this belief of procrastination being a spirit of poverty, unless they just meant spirit in a metaphorical way, the energy.
But I think it's, but even, you just give off broke.
Right. Come on now, you just give lack thereof.
There's something lacking about you. I just can't put my finger on it.
Must be poverty.
Oh, the stench of poverty. But y'all, but I do think, all joke aside though, it is something to actually look into, because if we're thinking about spirits, right? Those are things we can banish. Those are things, even though we know we can't see, we feel them and we can banish them.
That's very true.
So it's like if one of us here is struggling, you all out here hearing this, with the spirit of poverty and procrastination, there's good news. There's hope coming towards you. We can banish this spirit.
Yes, you can. You don't have to be stuck being poor for the rest of your life.
No.
My goodness,
Exactly.
You can finally unleash the secret that will allow you to become rich, like the top percent.
Yeah, and for those, even if you're religious or non-religious, a prayer is gonna help you with that, right? Because when we say prayer is synonymous to a whole lot of different ways of, like church, we call it prayer, manifesting, right?
Prayer along with actions, because you cannot forget that there has to be some physical actions to help the spiritual world meet the physical world, okay? Because yes, we are verbally speaking it out and we are manifesting. That's awesome. But now we have to move it into this realm, into this 3D realm.
Exactly.
So let's put in some work, guys.
Yeah. And just a little heads up, right? Like if we, because it's like, if we're bringing this to your attention, we want to help you guys know what to look out for. What is the spirit of poverty? What does that look like?
Right.
Yeah. So I would, like, if I were to have an estimate, like a guess, I'd say the spirit of poverty, like if a person is talking to you and all they're talking about is lack, right? Like you could feel the lack, and they were talking about, bills I can't afford. Those are like the keywords that like my ears pick up on, like
right.
the can't.
Oh yeah, the can't and could never, would never.
Yeah, couldn't be me. I would
have been me.
Yeah.
That's spirit of poverty. Run.
Okay, loud and clear.
Like no, like. Or I couldn't be the providing type. What? Get out of there, sis.
Run for the door. Yeah.
But yeah, so spirit of poverty. I'd like to also say, a mindset, the broke mindset. That's kind of like the same thing, but in a different way.
Exactly, right? You can't think of anything.
A goal without a plan.
Yeah, or even like being selfish or being stingy, right? Because all of that. Because it's like, what does poverty help you do? When I think of poverty, I think of somebody who lives in scarcity. Yeah, right? And who could succumb to the evil of anything. So it's kind of like whether or not you're lying to get fed, or you're being manipulative, you're being narcissistic.
Right. Absolutely.
All of that is just succumbing to that lower energetic level of the poverty that could make bring out the nasty in some people and most people.
Yeah. So as we can see, poverty is not just about not having money. It's about your attitude, your behaviors, your triggers in your environment and your families. Like, it's a totally different lifestyle, culture.
It is.
Like, it's a totally different culture.
It is constantly living in survival mode, because that's linked.
It's passable. Like, you can pass it down generations.
Yes, guys, you definitely can. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you.
And if we think of it as a spirit, we see now why. The spirit runs in the family.
Oh, child. Come bring the priest now, because this spirit
of poverty. You get that out your bloodline if it's in the family.
Okay.
All right?
We're gonna cast this spirit out.
Break that spell for real.
So those are things to honestly look out for. I mean, I hope if you have noticed the spirit of poverty, or even you're procrastinating, you've been in this dark vast of procrastination bubble in your life.
You don't really want to do nothing. You don't feel like doing nothing. Consider that it may be an entity, a spirit that's attached to you. Bringing you down. For some people, it might be depression. Whatever name you put on it, I think it might be the same spirit.
No, honestly, making its rounds. And now that it's, about the holiday type of seasons, they're coming out more. It's being pumped on TV.
Coming, right.
Yeah, advertisements and this and that, like, oh, buy this, buy that. Now some people might even be feeling the lack even more now, because it is the holiday season. Don't get caught up in it. Right. Yeah, don't get caught up, y'all. Okay. It's not good for the spirit, because the only spirit, that we need is the spirit of joy, happiness, abundance, love, oneness. So it's time to cast it out. Okay?
But this is the great news, guys. That's what we wanted to share with you regarding procrastination. We just wanted to give you a different light on it. We thought it was cool that she brought that point of view. So we hope that us dissecting it helped you get like a different perspective,
Exactly.
a better perspective.
Yeah. So
procrastination.
Exactly. So go ahead, hit like and subscribe if you have not done so already. Hit the bell for notification. Did you learn anything new today? Go ahead and drop it in the comments. I mean, if this is a spirit of poverty, right? Let us know what other things that could be a spirit of that you've known, you know? Until then, y'all, listen. You may not be able to see us, but you can hear us, okay?
All right.
You heard that?
Be in your head.
All right. We'll see y'all next week then.
Bye.